guys, you are welcome to my YouTube channel History Net JRF classes. So today in this video lecture I am going to deal on paper 1, first unit teaching aptitudes, 5th subunit, and the topic is teaching support system. We have to look into this teaching support system at 3 levels, and they are traditional, modern and ICT. And this is very important because MCQs are framed on this. So you have to pay attention. The very first question that comes up is, what is a teaching support system? Okay, so it is basically also known as instructional aid. It assists an instructor in the teaching learning process. When this entire teaching learning process is taking place, that during that process instructor takes help of some external material. Okay, so those material or those system assist the instructor, and they are called teaching support system or teaching aid or instructional aid. It has basically 3 names, so don't confuse. It includes audio visual aids. Okay, it can be only audio aid, it can be only visual aid, and sometimes it can be both, the combination of both the aids, audio visual aid. Visual aids are divided into 2, and they are projected aid and non-projected aid. Okay, I have given the list of these aids under different category in subsequent slides. So what is the assumption behind this support system? The assumption is that learning is organized better from senses experience, because when there is employment of audio aid, visual aid, and the combination of both audio visual aid, then in that scenario your all the senses become very active, and it helps in better learning, better retention, better recall power, thinking, reasoning, imagination, assimilation, and personal growth and development. That is the final outcome of every teaching process, right? So this was all about teaching support system. The next is, what are the factors that affect the teaching support system? So the first one is nature of audience, whether the audience is comprised of adult, adolescent, young, youth or kids. And what is the size of audience? Is it a very big? Then according to that, if the audience is very huge, then you need a big space, big area, and you also need to deploy your aid according to that. Then the next is, what are the teaching objective or expected nature of change? What is the nature of subject matter? Like for example, if the subject is on history, then it is very best that you have any teaching aid, you have projector, you use that or something like that. But if it is something related to literature or poem, then I don't think that you need any kind of aid. So it depends on that. And then whether that aid is available or not, and what is the cost. If it is very costly and if you can't afford, if it is out of your budget, then you can't think of using those aids. But if it comes under your budget, then it is okay, right? You can spend, you can invest. So the first level, traditional teaching support system. The first question is, what is a traditional teaching? So it is basically teacher centered. It is also known as chalk and talk method. It directs students. Because why it directs? Because teacher controls everything. Teacher has a complete control on what learner is learning. They have a complete control on what text they are referring, what topic they are referring, and in what way. So it's all in the hand of teacher. So they direct students to learn through memorization and rote learning. Okay, so this comes under MLT, first level of teaching, memory level of teaching. In my previous videos you will find this. So because of this rote learning, there is no development of critical thinking or problem solving skills. Forget about learning any new skill, because it is entirely based on rote learning. You have to learn it by repetitive memorization, right? There is nothing like you can think, okay, you are contemplating on something, or you are like trying to learn some new skill. It's not possible there. Traditional teaching relied heavily on textbooks. Like textbook is the core. The emphasis is on basic skill. They teach a skill, but it has a very basic level, how to read, how to like write, all these things comes under this. How to memorize, how to be a good rote learner, all this comes under this. And the final assessment or evaluation, right? it is a very separate activity. Once the teaching learning process is over, then at the end they will assess. So it is very like what it has a great disadvantage actually, because if you are assessing at the end the whole entire teaching learning process, and if you find majority of the students or learners like they haven't understood the concept well, then there is nothing to diagnose there, because the teaching learning process is over. There is nothing to go back, you can't undo. Okay, so what are the support system of traditional teaching? So the support system of traditional teachings are blackboard, chalk, textbooks, reference books, dictionaries, encyclopedias, charts, posters, map, atlases, globe, flashcards, flip cards, worksheets, models, dramatization or plays, storytelling, geometry kits. All these are, and many more are there. I will discuss like in subsequent slides about this traditional teaching support system, which basically include non-projected visual aids. Okay, so this was this. And the next is modern teaching support system. So what is modern teaching? So it is basically student centered, unlike traditional one which was teacher centered. The teaching is based on learning skill, how to solve problems. It has a small group discussion method. Because of this discussion method, learner can participate very well in this. Okay, it follows CCE, continuous comprehensive evaluation, unlike traditional teaching method where they had assessment at the end. But in this, assessment goes along with the teaching learning process. So because of this, teacher can understand well, okay, where this particular learner is lacking. They can diagnose there, because teaching learning process is not over yet, it is still running. It is technology driven, you have to remember this, because if you have this idea that modern teaching support system uses this technology, then you can easily solve any MC quiz without any like confusion. It relies on hands-on materials. So what are the support system of modern teaching? They are computers, internet surfing, interactive electronic white screen, overhead projectors, slide projectors, VCRs, VCPs, DVD players, online dictionaries, online encyclopedias, online tests. Okay, just remember this. This online portion was missing in traditional. In traditional, we had dictionaries, we had encyclopedias, we had assessment, but all were offline. There was no use of any kind of technology, any kind of internet in traditional teaching support system. But under modern technology comes, therefore computer comes, internet surfing comes. Okay, so this chart is here. What comes under projected aid? It is important. MC quiz are framed on this. Films, slides, overhead projector, APDA scope. You must have, if you had solved previous year questions, then you will know that these, it was there in MCQs. Video projectors, film strips. Next is non-projected aid. It has few division. First one is graphic aid. They are charts, flashcards, posters, pictures and photographs, graphs, maps, diagrams. Under display board, we have blackboard, whiteboard, bulletin board, flannel board, magnetic board, pegboard. Okay. Next categorization is 3D and audio aid. Under 3D, it is basically models, mock-ups, objects and specimen puppets. Under audio, radio, recordings, digital audio player, television, telephone and mobile. Okay, other categorization is what comes under activity aid. They are field trips, experimentation, dramatics, teaching machines, programmed instruction. So field trips, for example, if you are learning archaeology, then under that this excavation exploration will come, or also this architecture courses demand this. Experimentation again in science, and drama stage is there. Teaching machines, programmed instruction. I have discussed about this in detail in my previous videos, you can go and check out there, but I will tell you in brief. Programmed instruction is basically what is that it is applicable on all the subject, and in that all like subjects, materials and contents are programmed, pre-programmed. Okay, so the learner at any point of time can access them and solve those and learn something new. If there are some topics, they can learn topics, they can solve questions, they can be part of it. Okay, the next one is ICT based teaching support system. So what is ICT based teaching? ICT based teaching is nothing but the use of ICT, information and communication technology, to support, enhance and optimize the delivery information. Okay, so it uses computer as well as digital technologies aids. This portion was missing in modern. There we had computer, but under ICT this thing is there. Okay, it takes place in a virtual learning environment like online teaching method, but under modern it can be in offline mode also, because you can use projected in the classroom, and that is offline mode of teaching. So ICT is exclusively online teaching method, but modern teaching was can take place also in offline mode. So when modern teaching method employs ICT, it becomes ICT based teaching, and tools used are ICT based teaching support system. But the environment should be virtual. You should remember this. So what are the support system that comes under ICT? MOOC platforms, portable devices, EdTech space. EdTech space is basically this educational learning app. Then this web application, Twitter, YouTube, Google Documents, Skype, WordPress, Facebook, Google search tool. So about MOOC, I have discussed in my previous video, and it is part of your syllabus and it is very important. So MOOC is basically an acronym of massive open online courses. So under this there is a portal, there is a login service that you have to register there, and then you can access the um, material or access anything. So there what is that you are using a computer or maybe smartphone, laptop, but as well as digital tech, because all these are very much digital in nature. Okay, all. So because of this digital being digital in nature, and along with the use of computer and internet or any other uh, generation computers or maybe laptops or smartphones or Android or iOS, so it becomes very much ICT. Okay, so guys, today in this video lecture, this was that's it. So in the next video I will be discussing on the sixth subunit, and this is the last unit of teaching aptitude, and the topic is evaluation system, and it is important. Actually it is important, like it is very important. You should watch the video very carefully. So please give your feedback in the comment box below, it is open. And please like, share, do maximum share, and subscribe to my channel. We are also present on Telegram, Instagram and Facebook. The link is given in the description box below, so you can join us there, follow us there. Thank you very much.